And welcome back to the Hot Lap, and we are doing our driver ratings for the World Rally Championship Islas, Canarias. I get that wrong all the time. So who did well and who did not? Let's very much get into it. It was an interesting rally. It wasn't as exciting as the Safari rally. In fact, I'd probably say it was the least exciting rally in terms of position change racing, because from the shakedown, in hindsight now, looking back, it was going to be anything but Cali Rovenperez rally, which exactly it was. He owns this rally in 2025. It's quite ominous for any other tarmac stages coming up. Is Cali. I mean, the fact now he has found the magic solution potentially to the tyre quandary. Is that even a word, or am I saying it? But the tyre issues that he's had for the last 3 rallies. You can probably guess he may be a contender for Man of the Rally. But before we get into Man of the Rally, we've got to get into the opposite. Not the Man of the Rally, so to speak. And the big loser of the day for us is Josh McLaren with the M Sport. You can't always put the complete blame on him. But he did make that mistake. And he did make the mistake that put him out of the rally. In terms of pace, he was okay up until then. But still, let's just say he wasn't exactly setting the world alight. And it's going to be an interesting one. I can't help but feel, between him and Gregor Monster, only one of them are going to survive this year, and it's whoever's going to beat the other one, in my opinion. But with M Sport, it's also how much money they bring in, which is going to be interesting. And I think Josh may well do it come the end of the year, but we're going to have to see unless things like that. So after Josh, yes, the other M Sport guy, not Pajari, interestingly enough, simply because he didn't really have much pace either. And he obviously made that mistake, and he finished behind some Rally 2 cars, which is a tiny bit embarrassing. I mean, the M Sports were slower than Rally 2 cars, it was seemingly at points as well, which again was a bit eye-opening, if I'm honest, and kind of, yeah. M Sport, I mean, I was talking to my friend Chris, who's basically said his top 3 are, in short, the 3 Hyundai drivers, simply because they had such a difficult weekend to drive that car. I won't say what he said about the car, but he said it was such a difficult weekend to drive that car that they did absolutely amazing. And as we know now, Toyota completely got the setup wrong. They bought the wrong parts, and I'm sure they're going to be back next time around. But for those drivers, you saw how difficult it was to drive the Hyundai cars, which we'll get into in a second. So Monster, yeah, not particularly good. So then the next one, again, it's not Pajari. It's this guy here, Takamata Katsuta. He kind of locked into 4th place. He was being almost ruined by Pajari. It seems like has his confidence slipped since the Kenya rally, when he was looking really fast until he, added himself to the scenery. And are we now? I want to see Sweden's Tacker, the Tacker we had in Sweden, the Tacker that came within seconds of winning the Swedish rally. But no, we're getting the Tacker from 2024 at the moment, at least of the last 2 rallies. Yeah, really, really disappointing. Now it is Sami Piara, simply because, yes, he did make that mistake, but before he made that mistake, he was doing quite well. He was better than Tacker. Bearing in mind, this is his rookie year. Yes, he made a mistake, but I think him being that much better than Tacker outdid the mistake when you compare him to the to his teammate. So after Piari, we now were the first of the Hyundais, Nouveau, who was doing really well, and yeah, he just kind of not really his fault, is it? But the fact, as I mentioned, that all the Hyundai drivers managed to finish the rally in what was very clearly a difficult car. They never gave up, and they kept with it. And Otanek at points was quite far, was quite fast as well. He was doing really well, but once again, the Hyundai drivers never gave up. They had to work and work, and boy, I imagine those engineers seemingly had sleepless nights trying desperately to get this car to work. I mean, this is the most dominant display in terms of the rally finishing and speed. When you look at how much faster and how easier those Toyota rally cars were to drive compared to the Hyundais, it really was night and day. It was, for me, I mean, taking the M Sports out of the equation, for me, you had Rally 1, which were the Toyotas, Rally 1.5, which was the Hyundais, and then WRC to a Rally 2, which was kind of everyone else, including the M Sport team at the moment, if I'm kind of honest. So Talek didn't do too bad, but the best of the Hyundai drivers, obviously, naturally, is Adrian Formeau. Yeah, not bad. He's proving why they signed him, isn't he? He's a really strong contender, and if Hyundai stay in the WRC for 2026, I think he could be a contender for the championship. Well, maybe even this year he is, but he's still, new car and everything. He's still learning. Surely we are gonna have an Adrian Formeau that wins a rally this year. I'll be disappointed if not the case. Now the current, well, not reigning, but the current championship leader, I think that's about as best as he could do. He was disappointed. He finished quite a way off his teammate. OJ, but very much way off compared to Kalle Rovanperä, and Evans himself has said he's fairly disappointed with the rally, but he still finished third. So it was very much damage limitation. He wasn't the Evans. He wasn't really under much pressure. He knew third with the Hyundai struggling was almost a guarantee. So a really mature head and a mature drive, if not spectacular, from Elfyn Evans. And again, this guy here, he was one of the favourites coming into the rally. Seb Ogier really was. What happened? He just wasn't fast enough. Calling, was it the crazy Finnish kid, I think, or something like that. He called Kalle Rovanperä because, well, maybe Kalle had balls of steel compared to Seb Ogier. But he was very much outdone by his Finnish teammate, who is, let's be fair, the man of the rally, Kalle Rovanperä. And why? Stage win after stage win after stage win. Absolute domination. He humbled everyone in the rally, including all of his teammates. And there was questions going into this rally, how he's going to manage with the tyres. Is this guy still one of the best rally drivers, of this generation? He proved it today by humbling everyone in the rally and kickstarts, I think he's second now in the championship. He kickstarted his championship campaign. Yes, it began in round 4, really, his championship campaign, unlike Evans that began in round 1. So we may well have a championship on our hands. We're going to have to see what Hyundai does, though, come the next rally. I think it's Portugal. Yeah, but there we go. That's pretty much it. So, if you made it to the end, thank you very much. I don't have a subscribe button. I don't even have the outro button here. So, I'm just going to stop the video. But if you are not, please give us a subscribe. Hit that notification button so you don't miss a rally video. There'll be more news coming out of the rally. So we'll be talking about that throughout the week, and it's I think what 3 or 4 weeks, 3 weeks until the next rally. Fingers crossed. Don't worry, we'll be with you all the way until then, keeping you semi-entertained, hopefully, with some news videos. But until then, stay safe. Thank you for watching, and speak to you soon.